Hi, Sean. How are you?
Good, Tiff. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I am excited to connect with you after a long weekend.
Absolutely. Yes. We're still kind of in the middle of the holidays and all of that, but things keep happening at Stackbit. So I'm glad we get to do this again.
Exactly, me too. Well, let me start with sharing a little reminder of some upcoming events we have. So, I did mention this in other weekly updates. So I won't go in depth about it, but we do have coming up the Dado CMS webinar. It's happening on January 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm really looking forward to this. I've got the opportunity to speak with both Mateo P and Mateo G, and they are so passionate about everything headless, so knowledgeable as well. And I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Wonderful. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
And then also, too, as a reminder about the meetup coming up the same week, actually, as the Dado webinar on January 10th. And I'm going to be speaking about the challenges of the modern CMS. And I'm really excited about this because CFE, as you know, Sean, being part of it, has some incredible hosts for meetups, incredible talks. So I'm feeling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous for this. I've been practicing and starting to really prepare for it, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one too because I feel like we've talked about this idea a number of times, and I've given some talks on the subject as well. So I feel like this is a conversation that will continue to evolve. But I feel like this is it's a good talk for us to be giving at shows, and this is a great place to start.
I agree. I know, and I've been picking your brain a little bit, and just as a forewarning, there's more to come. So
Fantastic! Can't wait! Can't wait!
awesome. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you about is we did release our new series called Learning in Public. So, as a reminder, this is a new series that we are starting weekly where we do essentially that. We learn in public. So, we talk about different Stackbit features, but we really dive into more of the technicalities and the whys behind it. And we had our first one 5 days ago now. Myself and Allah did it around how to add Stackbit to your project. But this isn't okay, run this, add this here and run this command. We really dive into the whys of it, which is as a developer, it's really nice to know. And I think we a lot is so knowledgeable about this, and I felt like it was really a true learning in public video. So another one will be released by the time this update comes out, and it's going into the whys on Next.js and Contentful. So we use Next.js a lot in our demo projects, and we really are going to dive into the whys, the decision making behind using Next.js and also Contentful.
Wonderful. Okay, and so who would you say these videos are primarily going to be targeted toward?
Definitely for software engineers, software developers, people who are building, who want to dive into, or really anyone who wants to dive into more of the technicalities around Stackbit. So maybe you are someone who is working at a company using Stackbit and you're building with it, and you really want to understand the capabilities it has, even past, the a step-by-step guide, but really understand the whys behind it. So target audience would definitely be software developers who are using Stackbit or who are curious about Stackbit.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of these come out, and I imagine we'll do a few of these together at some point.
For sure, definitely. And I know you have something very exciting to share, so I'll stop sharing my screen here and pass it on to you.
Okay, am I good to go here? You can see. Oh,
One
oh
sec.
wait, you got to put me. There we go. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Okay, so yes, we have a new feature just released called Save Page as Preset. Now, presets are not a new thing; they've been around for a while with Stackbit. And if you've been editing the content with Stackbit at any point, you've certainly come across them. Where if you are in a if you have a component highlighted, that you can save that component as a preset, that we then have this component presets tabs, which would list out our presets if we had any. I don't have any in this super simple project. But what we had to do previously was if we could still save pages as presets, but we really needed a developer to help us with that. You could take the same structure that the same content structure that would be stored to represent a preset. You could apply to a page. Whereas what this feature does is it extends the ability to save pages as presets in the UI. And let's look at a quick example, and then we can kind of reiterate for folks who aren't as familiar with presets what actually happens when we're saving a preset. So right now I'm on just our minimal Next.js starter, and there's a single page here. But what I can do when I have this page editor panel expanded is I have this new icon, which is it says save as preset, and it's saving the actual page object as a preset. So if I do that, I can, just like the component presets, I get a thumbnail image for that page. I can give it a name. I'll just call it home page, and maybe I put it in a pages category, and then I save it. And as this happens, we then can create new pages from that page. So right now I have no other pages in this project, but if I go to add one, we can see that I now have this page preset that I can choose from. And if I click that, I can give it a new a new title to say another page and slug. And then we'll create this page, and we'll see that I am now on another page, and it looks exactly like the home page. So it's a way to be able to duplicate pages, and or even just save various permutations of pages, and to help editors move really quickly without the needed intervention of a developer, which has generally been the case for page level presets until now. And now, just as a quick rehash, what happened when we saved that is all presets are represented today. Presets are all represented as JSON files. So if I look in my code editor over here, I have my .stackbit directory, and there's a presets directory in there, and we now have this homepage.json file. And this structure is going to be exactly the same as it was before. It works exactly the same way as component presets do, because it's really just storing one particular set of content for some particular model in your project. And that could be a component, it could be a page, doesn't really matter. And then we also have this automatically generated image thumbnail from that came from a snapshot of that current page. So that's a quick look at saving a page's preset. The documentation will come out in the next week or so, but know that that button exists, and now you can pass on, as developers, you can pass on the ability to let your editors create both component presets and page level presets right through the visual editor.
That's great. It's very exciting. I know this has been in the works for a while now, and a lot of people are very excited about this. And it truly is just another unlocking another level of freedom for marketers to be able to work quickly, developers to be able to focus on larger tasks or work in their environment. And I'm really excited about this. So thanks for sharing, Sean.
Exactly. Yes, my pleasure.
Perfect. I'm going to share my screen again because I actually wanted to share. We just updated our pricing plans page, and I just want to highlight this for anyone who's watching, whether you are working at a startup, large company, or maybe you're just curious about Stackbit and want to play around. So I want to highlight first the free tier, which prior it used to be that you could bring Git CMS, and that was kind of the limitations around the free tier as far as what CMS you could use. Now we are offering that you can use you can bring in sorry, haven't had my coffee yet today, any headless CMS. So that is a huge, in my opinion, a huge upgrade, I think, huge offering for the free version. So you can play around with different CMSs. And then also too, I wanted to highlight for team. So this is if you are working at, say, a smaller company, startup, kind of in the beginning stages, or have a smaller team. And this is great. It's $99 a month, and it comes with a lot of different options as well. Let's see here from, the starters, components, click to save, any headless CMS, up to 5 users, and then per extra user, it's $25. And if you want to learn more about the different paid plans, there's a lot. I won't go through it right now, but I'll link it down below. I found that there was, in detail, a lot of information about what each plan has to offer.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I feel like this addition, really what we're seeing is this new team tier with some shifts, like you said, in the free tier. And I feel like this is really big for us for two reasons. One is it makes some of the most powerful features of Stackbit now accessible to folks,
Yeah.
to more folks, because the pricing barrier is lowered a little bit. So that, like you said, the headless CMS ability at the free tier is amazing. And then just having a tier at $99 a month to be able to, hey, with like I would, in my opinion, a generous amount of
Yeah.
features, of sources, and so a lot of flexibility you can still get, without having to jump immediately to that $400 or $500 plan. So I feel like it's really important and really big for that reason, but also, um, the the team tier.
Mhm.
Couldn't think of the name. The team tier is a self-serve tier as well, and so what we have now, that comes along with this pricing update, is the ability to sign up and start running with a headless CMS, excuse me, right away. Whereas, previously you had to, we had to work with you to get the headless
Mhm.
CMS set up and all of that. And as we've talked in previous weeks, we we're still working on numbers of different demos in terms of supporting different content sources. So we might have to work with you if we don't have your content source supported fully yet. But that flexibility is there, and this is a step to, really just making Stackbit entirely self-serve and, just ultimately flexible, I think.
Exactly. You summed it up so well. And I think for anyone who's curious and looking on the pricing plans page, or is if you're either working at a company or building on your own, make sure to go say hi in our Discord. There's a channel there or a tab there where you can share with what you're building and working on. And I know for myself, and I know Sean, you too, always enjoy seeing what people are building.
Definitely. Yes, always, always.
Well, Sean, I think that brings us to the end of this week's updates.
Fantastic. So I guess we'll do the next one next year.
Crazy. I know. Okay. I'll see you next year.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
Sean.
Tiff.